Hi, my name is Carl, and I'm going to talk about NocodeAI and how to simplify the AI tech stack. This talk is pre-recorded because we don't want to have any technical issues during the talk. And there will be a live Q&A after this talk, so keep your questions and post them there, and I'll try to answer them. So who am I? My name is Carl, and my job is to explain what the Peltarion platform is and how to use it. And I do this by writing text, creating videos, having seminars, giving these kind of talks, and first line support, you name it, whatever tools necessary to explain our platform. Most of my work goes into the Knowledge Center, which you will find in the address like there. And if you have, so go there and read all about the Peltarion platform. So what is Peltarion? Peltarion was founded in 2004 by Luca and Mons. They found that they were solving the same problem over and over again for the customers, so they created a platform to remove all these repetitive tasks and make it life easier. And then they realized, hey, this is a product that more people might want to use, and they were true about that. So here we are with the Peltarion platform. We are about 80 people headquartered in Stockholm, Sweden, working with this platform and the services around it. So our motto is to make AI technology usable and affordable for everyone, not only the big and powerful. And we believe that you should be able to use AI as a tool to solve your problem. Tool to empower you. And we do this by trying to make AI as simple as possible for everyone. But then, what is AI? Well, AI can be described in many different ways, and the term can be defined in many different ways. Often it's quite fluffy and on a very high level. But then you don't really know what it is under the hood if you only try to figure out what those fluffy words are. So, and not knowing can be scary. But if you know what is under the hood, then it can actually be quite empowering. So what is it then? So what it is, it's actually math. Different kinds of algorithms used in clever ways to solve problems too. And this, what we see here, is the math that builds up a CNN, a deep learning convolutional neural network that is aimed for image classification. So how does it work? So in this case, we have a lot of already labeled data. We have historical data. That is with a lot of images that consists of numbers and a label that says what this image shows. So this image have a label as a 5, and take a batch of images and go pour it down all these mathematical functions, and then at the end the model predicts what this image looks like, and then it predicts a 5, and that is correct, or it could be predict a 2 or a 9. And that is wrong. So, and then you get the loss, how wrong the model is. And then you take this loss and then you change the parameters of the model and go up, and then take a new batch and you pour that down the model. And then the model makes a new prediction, and you compare that prediction with a true value of the images that you pour down, and you take that loss, that delta, into the model again. You change the parameters, you go up and take a new batch of numbers, and then you go down again, and then you make a new prediction, or the model makes a new prediction, and then you get loss, and then you go up again, and you go down, and you up, and take more images, down, up, down, up, down. And hopefully the model gets better all the time. And that is not always the truth, but hopefully it gets better. And that's why it's very important that you have really good data, and so you can do this many times, so the model have time to get better. So this is an example. So this is a cat that the model predicts that it's 64%, and 60% walrus, and 30% dog, 6% owl, 1% hedgehog. So here you can see that the model doesn't predict 100% cat. And you should be quite wary if you have a model that predicts 100% that's 100% certain, because that often shows that something wrong. But it predicts 64% cat, and that is true. And if you have different kinds of use cases, then you can say that, oh well, in this case, if it's a cat or Waldorf, it's okay that it's only predicts 64%. If it's a model that predicts if you got cancer or not, then 64% is not a really good value. So I would then you have to train more. And often with these models, when you do deep learning and you do AI, the first model you do is not always the best one. So you iterate, you change different math inside the model and to find the best model. But as you understand, data is really, really important. If you add garbage in, then you will get garbage out. So make sure whenever you do have a AI problem, then you should make sure that you have really good data that you can use in your problem. Okay, so this is the way it works right now when you work with AI and with the toolset that is mostly available right now. You collect and structure data, and then you curate and ingest the data into your data pipeline, and then you train a model, and then you often train more models, and then you evaluate the different models, and whenever you found a good one, then you try it out. Okay, to do this, you need a lot of different tools. And these tools are not made for developers. They're not made for no coders. They're available only for if you're a developer. And sometimes a developer don't have the idea of what to do and how they don't have the problem to solve. They know the tech how to solve it, but they're not the ones who have the problem all the time. So that's why it's so great that all these no-code tools are coming out right now. So people who don't have the developer skills but have the ideas can use AI as a tool to solve their problems. And that is where Peltarion comes in. So we are a no-code tool where you can use your deep learning, you can run deep learning models, and then you can use those predictions within your no-code toolsets. So you can use Peltarion to connect with your Bubble app or with Power Apps. You have a connection in Zapier, so you can use it. Zapier connect with all the other no-code tools that you connect with Zapier. You can use our Excel, you can use Peltarion Excel and Google Sheets. We have plugins for those, so it's really easy to make deep learning models in Peltarion, and then you should use those live in your apps already. So to make use of this opportunity, you need to start learning and work with AI. So you need to understand what can you actually do. So here are some examples that what you actually can do with AI. So you can use do similarity, for example, where you can find similar images or similar text. So you can, if you have some kind of question answering, you can find if someone poses a question and you want to find a similar question that in your database with the proper answer already, then you can use similarity texts. You can also find similar images if you have a web shop, for example. And you can use for classification. So here you can have either benign or malignant melanoma, and you can classify this image as an 8 or if this is a 5, as in an example I did before. You can also have multiple labels in images, of course. You can also classify texts. So here's a Slack conversation that we say this is probably at random. What you can do is classify books. You can also, or if you classify if something is written for a specific brand or whatever. You can also classify if a tweet is positive or negative, which can be good if you want to find out if someone is what the mood is with the followers or your followers on Twitter. You can also do segmentation if you want to segment out the most interesting part of an image. You can do, of course, do regression. You can do forecast weather. You can use forecast stock prices or forecast house prices. And here on the platform, it's quite interesting because you can actually use different kinds of input data, not only tabular data, but you can also add more data, image data or text data to make better predictions. For if you want to make a forecast, it's not only good to have historical tabular data, but also it can also be good to have satellite images, for example. So now you know that AI is not a technical challenge. It's all about you to understand what kind of problem you can solve with AI, and then you can actually solve it. So it's a tool among other tools, and you know that it's math underneath the hood. So it's pretty straightforward what it is. Okay, so where to go from here? Well, if you want high-level introduction to what AI is, then I definitely think you should attend the Elements of AI course that Helsinki University has done. It's a really good one that gives you broad knowledge about what AI is and how you can use it as a tool to solve your problems. Of course, I think you should sign up to the Peltarion platform and try it out. You do that by going to peltarion.com. And if you have any questions while trying it out, you should definitely chat with me because I'm in first-line support there on the platform. You can also contact me at call@peltarion.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, so where you can find me as well. So now let's move over to the live question and answer. See you there live. Bye.